Hey everyone, this is Coach MarkcNolan, and welcome back to another episode of Don't I Kick Your Coverage podcast series. As you can see, I'm wearing my Army Veterans hat as a proud Army veteran, and to all of you fellow veterans out there in advance of Veterans Day next Tuesday, thanks for your service to our country. As you know, my promise since the beginning has been to educate and help parents of high school athletes, and yes, the athletes themselves, in all things related to the college athletic scholarship hunt and the NCAA issues that keep on going on and on. And today is no different. But we're going to take a lighter look at some of the issues. So let's go. Today's episode is called Eggs, Espresso, and yes, Exposure. The $40 billion game no one is talking about. This is what happens every morning when we wake up. Every morning in America, we wake up and someone's arguing about the price of eggs. One side says they're up. The other side says they're down. Someone blames inflation being too high. Someone else blames supply chains. And the talking heads on TV start yelling about what families can no longer afford. But you know what I never hear about? Not one anchor on CNN or Fox or MSNBC has ever said, breaking news, youth baseball gloves now cost more than a car payment. Or, tonight at 10, the shocking rise in travel soccer fees draining family savings. Nope, not a peep. Because apparently, the price of eggs matters more than the price of raising an athlete. So here's the $20 an hour, $20 Starbucks truth. Mom and dad complain they can't afford rent, groceries, or gas. Then they'll drop $20 at Starbucks on their 6-pump, Fenty stirred, oat milk, goat milk, unicorn milk latte, and bacon Gouda sandwich before heading to the U6 soccer game. There, of course, they're on the sidelines shouting at referees, half their age, even though most have never actually played soccer in their lives, and more importantly, never refereed a game. And the ones who did play, well, they're even worse. They're using the U6 field as therapy to relive the glory days and correct the missed call of 1989. Does that sound familiar? So now we're going to have yard signs and bumper stickers of youth sports. It's coming. Because politics isn't just in Washington anymore. It's migrated to our driveways. Everywhere you look, there's a yard sign. Vote for Joe Schmo or re-elect so-and-so. And the bumper stickers, proud parent of an honor student, or coexist, or my kid made the dean's list. But give it another few years, and I guarantee it, we're going to see, vote for Janie Jones, D1 Volleyball Player of the Year, or my D1 wannabe 5-star can beat up your D3 3-star kid. And of course, right next to it, a sticker that says, powered by Starbucks and Travel Baseball. Because apparently, the driveway is now the new campaign headquarters for the U Sports Industrial Complex. Everybody's running for office. It's just that the ballot is now a scholarship offer and a highlight reel. Maybe we should start having debates at midfield. Candidate number 1, please explain why your son deserves 60 reps at shortstop. Or, if politics and youth sports ever merge completely, ESPN would have to rename their next segment, Meet the Parents. And ESPN then would stand for Exhausted Sports Parents Network. It's coming. The real economy, no one reports. While politicians debate rent control and grocery inflation, nobody mentions that youth sports has quietly become a $40 billion industry. According to the Aspen Institute's Project Play, family spending on youth sports has jumped 46% in just 5 years. The glove that used to cost about $99 is now $399. The Elite Showcase costs more than a family vacation. And that's before private coaching, gas, or hotels. Families earning over $150,000 spend 4 times more than those under $50,000. Yet when you turn on the news, you think eggs are the only thing breaking budgets. The silent surge and the NCAA's blind eye, here's the part no one wants to really talk about. How we even got to $40 billion. Just 6 short years ago, before COVID, youth sports was a $20 billion world. Then the NCAA changed the rules. The transfer portal opened the floodgates. Roster management caps shrank opportunities, and NIL turned recruiting into pay-to-play marketplace. And suddenly, high school athletes, especially the ones who've been working their whole lives for a shot, started losing roster spots to transfer players and foreign-born imports. So what happened? Families panicked. Camps exploded. Showcases multiplied. Private training became a full-time industry. The NCAA didn't just rewrite the rulebook, they jump-started the entire youth sports economy. And somehow, nobody's covering that story, except apparently little old me. Because while the pundits are arguing about the cost of eggs, I'm over here watching American high school athletes lose scholarships and parents paying billions trying to chase opportunities that used to exist for free. And now, of course, we have the $97 posers. And just when you think it can't get crazier, along comes a social media superhero with the hat on backwards. You know, the one, hey guys, give me 60 seconds and $97 and I'll get your kid that D1 offer. Really? Really? Your child has been grinding for 10 years on the camp circuit and some new internet genius with a ring light and a Venmo link is suddenly coming to your rescue with a masterclass? Come on. These aren't coaches. They're posers with Wi-Fi. They prey on panic and promise scholarships like used car warranties. I call it the D1 delusion package. Act now while supplies last. Limited seats are out there. Parents, if someone has to shout into a camera and to beg for $97 to unlock opportunities, the only thing they're unlocking is your wallet. The irony of affordability is this. Maybe affordability isn't about money. It's about meaning. We say we can't afford a new home, but we somehow afford 3 weekend tournaments, a new bat, and a matching backpacks. We say we can't afford college, but we'll pay for 4 years of travel ball trying to get college slots. Parents aren't bad people. They're just caught in a system that sells hope better than any political campaign ever could. And the real ROI? If youth sports were a stock portfolio, we'd have to ask, what's the return? Not just in scholarships, but in character and communication, and of course, joy. Because if your athlete is burned out, injured, or bitter by their 17, that's not an investment. That's a write-off. The question isn't, can you afford it? It's, do you know what you're actually buying? For those listening for the first time, back in 2020, when I wrote the first international best-selling book on college athletic scholarships called The Path to Recruiting Success in the New Age of NIL, the Transfer Portal, and Post-COVID Scholarships. Hey, and look, I'm going to give her a 30% discount today. Just send me an email at mnolan@thekickerzone, and I'll send you a signed copy. Heck, it's less expensive than going to Starbucks. So the next time a pundit rants about the price of eggs, remember, no one is talking about the $500 bat, the $400 cleats, or the coach charging $200 an hour for exposure. And that's why I'm here. Because someone has to talk about the real cost of chasing the dream and how to make sure the investment pays off in something bigger than trophies. This is Coach MarkcNolan reminding every parent and athlete you can't finance character and you can't Venmo discipline. So thanks again, everyone. Have yourself a great day and God bless.